Emanating from the piney woods of East Texas, this is the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show. RLG has been playing music since the mid-70s. Ricky Lynn Gregg was the very first country artist to have a website and the first Native American country artist signed to a major label. In the 1990s, he had count them, six top 10 CMT videos. He had 3 studio albums, including one that reached the top 40 on the Billboard charts in 1992. He has had 3 top 75 Billboard singles, including the number 36 If I Had a Cheating Heart in 1993. And of course, almost 30 years later, he is the current and reigning 2017 ETX Music Guitarist of the Year. Guys, this is the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show.
Careful what you wish for, it might come true. Boy, and if it does, what are you gonna do? Welcome to the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show. Today is special. I have a couple of guests here that's been on the show before, but they have a very unique sound that's rising by the single. And here to promote one of their singles, they're about to sing one, but it's Miss Amanda Graves and it's Garry Moore of Two Gun Hattie. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
You know, thank you. And we've heard some crazy stories before all this started, but let's.
They're all true.
They're all true. That's why I want to ask them.
I think they're all true.
Now, Amanda, you're from Edgewood, Texas.
I am. Shout out Edgewood.
That one's true.
That one's true.
From
That one's
Edgewood,
true.
Texas. Yes.
And by which way did you get to Lone Oak, Texas?
Wow. It wasn't a very
30
long
minutes
jump,
north.
but
Right, that's close to Dallas.
I've kind of been a little bit all over the place. Honestly, I graduated from Edgewood. I went on to Arkansas and I played golf in Arkansas on a golf scholarship for about 2 or 3 years, and then I got really homesick and came back home and just kind of been a little bit all over. But we kind of have been in Lone Oak for about like 2 or 3 years now, so
okay.
that's kind of where we are now.
Fascinating. You played golf.
Yes.
You got on a scholarship.
Yes.
Now, Garry, you're from Florida.
I am.
Originally from
St. Augustine.
St. Augustine, Florida.
Yes.
And like a lot of us, we bailed out of high school. I went, but
I didn't go.
but you didn't go. But you did pick up your guitar.
I did.
And you honed yourself. What I think is man, you're on the tip of every genre there is, from bluegrass to jazz to rock to blues. From what I've heard on disc and from what I heard you hit on a few licks here.
Thank you. Yeah, you know.
Now you with a band called, I think, out of Florida. I'm trying to think of the guy's name.
Elwood? St. John.
Elwood St. John's.
John.
Yeah, I started that group. Yeah.
Did you start that?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that lasted about 4 years. And
Yeah, that was right at 4 years.
you got disenchanted about what?
Well, my mom passed away, and
I'm sorry.
and we all had drug problems at that time. We were touring pretty extensively. We were all
Rock
over.
stars.
And it really was. I mean, we all kind of got heads bigger than, like, our bank accounts didn't reflect how big our heads were.
Right. You
But,
own it, man.
I mean, you know, we were all over the place, and we were doing well. We were gaining a very regional following. And,
Good. So a turn happened.
Yeah,
You moved to Texas.
I did. Well, I first moved to Pennsylvania.
You first moved to
Yeah, I moved to Pennsylvania, and then moved to Texas as quick as I possibly could.
And did you hear about Texas and the music scene of Texas? Or was Texas something that brought you here by family, friend, foe?
Well,
or
an old bandmate from the Elwood days was
Yeah.
living out here. He's originally from Tyler, and he was
I was
living in
going to
Denison.
say, he was actually from
Okay.
Tyler. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just like, man, you got to get out here, you know. Come on, we'll start it back up and get it going. All right, I had nothing going. I had been there from summer to summer in Coatesville,
Yeah.
and not that I didn't like the guys I was hanging out with or
Sure.
whatever, but I needed music. It was hard to get anything going. Nobody understood kind of what I was trying to
Sure.
do, and being a Southern boy and you going up
Sure.
there, not to, you know, separate
I
out
totally
north and south,
understand.
but some of them guys are a little different. But
let's just hope Neil Young will remember. All right?
I heard old Neil sing about her. But, yeah, so, you know, right on into Texas.
Well, I think you made a good choice because there are a lot of different kinds of talent. It goes back into the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, would you two guys mind singing me a song for our audience?
We can
Your
sing
next
Ricky Lynn
single.
Gregg.
And I'd love to set it up. Now, the song you're about to sing us, it's called Santa Fe.
Yes.
Tell me how you put that together. Tell me what inspired you to get those words with those great chords that you obviously you belong to you.
Okay. And I had been sitting on it since the guy that I was talking about that I moved here for.
Right.
We started up the 00 band. I had been sitting on that for a good couple of years
Sure.
and never been.
Sure.
And then when we got together, she immediately, I played it one day for her, and she's like, "That's it, right there, bang,
Bang.
got it." And really and honestly, I'll let her tell you about it. It was a little tedious, really getting the substance
flow,
behind
yeah.
it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
I'll say this, that I heard you and Amanda warming up with it earlier, and she certainly owns
Oh yeah.
those lyrics.
Oh yeah.
And
Thank you.
where she puts her inflections and her style, which definitely have a style that I am into right now. for
Well,
sure.
what's great is that this song is very, very relatable, going back to like a Lynyrd Skynyrd-esque type thing.
Sure.
Everybody has felt this way.
Yeah.
Everybody, what I love about it is it's the flip side of everything.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's your typical cheating,
Right.
gone wrong
Well,
type
and that
thing.
was kind
but
of our
it's-
thing. We wanted a song that
Right.
kind of took the other perspective. So you're
Right.
always the one being cheated on in the song, and so we kind of wanted
Right.
to kind of flip it and go, well, sometimes we screw up too,
Sure.
and we all make
I'll kill you.
really bad.
Hey, it is 2018, and sometimes you don't have to mention people like Lynyrd Skynyrd or Van Morrison. They don't know who they are.
Right. That's sad, but
what a shame.
I was in the
It's very
hospital just
true.
recently, and these girls were graduated from Kilgore College, and I said, "Have y'all ever heard of Van Cliburn?" And they went, "No, we've heard of Van Halen."
Well, at least they heard of Van Halen.
I mean, but who really does know Van Cliburn? But he was at one time the greatest piano player
Yeah.
in the world,
Man,
voted by the Russians.
Right.
But
you were in the hospital. That's right. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm not too bad.
We're gonna flip this.
You
over
look
here.
you look great,
You look
like you really
well,
do.
thanks.
We're glad that you're feeling
I
better.
got my glasses on, so I'm able to look.
Well, they didn't fix that, did they?
No, I can tell you now I can't find an all-night barber shop. So
He's not
We
allowed
got
to
the
do
same
that.
armor.
He's not allowed.
Well, how about it, guys? You ready to kick this song a little bit?
Yeah,
Hey, yeah,
let's
what the
do
hell?
it.
Why not?
All right, guys and gals. Here's Amanda and Garry singing their next single, Santa Fe.
I should be sleeping. This heartache's had me up for days. I'm sorry you found out like this, but you're better off without me anyway. New Mexico and me caused all this pain, but I just can't bear to stay. Hello, horizon. Goodbye, Santa Fe.
Great song.
Thank
He shook
you.
his head no.
I know. No. What's he about to say?
It's unbelievable.
No, thank you.
Way to go.
Now,
Thank you.
it's what I want to say is what great penmanship and great guitar work to make it original. But you've got a golf pro over here singing better than anybody that I've ever heard come out of anywhere.
Thank you.
And
And a
you.
golf pro.
and a golf
I don't know about
pro.
the pro part.
Well, I
but-
mean, you know, I'm sure you get your card. You know.
I used to would say that. But
Yeah.
Not so much anymore. My back won't let
you
me.
know,
good.
right.
She's
But
good.
I'm fascinated who you are as individuals, but to make that type of music, you got something really special going on.
Thank you.
And right off the bat, I want to talk about your bio. And
Okay.
your bio says, "We swore we would never be together."
Yeah.
We did.
And now
we did.
I'll start with this: as a band, or as a couple, or as both.
As a band,
As a band.
yeah, it was band. We already had bands
Okay.
when we met each other. He was in a band called the Double Zero Band, and I was in a band called Shut Downtown.
Okay.
And
Shut
so
Downtown.
we were
Pretty cool
just we were like no, and we were very happy in our bands
And
that
you
we
knew
were
what area
in.
at this time? Around?
We were up and around the Sherman Denison
Yeah,
Sherman
Sherman. Sherman
Yeah.
area. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were very happy in the bands that we were in, and everybody thought that he was going to quit his band and I was going to quit my band, and naturally we're
Yeah.
a couple, so we're going to be in a band together, and we
Yeah.
were just like, no, we're not. We're not.
Now, who
That's
wouldn't
not
be
gonna
scared of that?
happen.
Because she's ridiculously good.
Well, thank
Well,
you. As
so
are
what?
you.
As you both are.
Thanks.
I will say this: you're top notch. I mean,
Thank you.
You're
That
there
means
for
a lot. It really
whatever status there is for you, how you can make it. You're ready for it. You're
Hooray.
behind.
We're
And,
trying to
her.
get there. We're trying
No.
to get there.
And so now you got a band.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're in Texas.
So we did. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were
And
like,
so-
we're not going to be in a band together.
Right. So you both have a child together,
We do.
and
we do.
her name is Hattie.
Hattie.
Her name is
That's
Little
right.
Hattie.
And the
Yeah.
name of the
Hi,
band
Hattie.
is Two Gun Hattie.
We like that name.
I think I looked at that name, and I looked up some other names. Like there is a Hattie somebody that had a bad demise.
Oof.
Oh,
and
really?
there's no Two Gun
Well,
Hatties.
there was a
It's
San
historical.
Angelo had the whorehouse, the Miss Hattie's whorehouse. So there's that.
Could you give me that link later on?
I'll let you know. We'll talk.
Okay. Anyway, we'll get back to that. But.
Like I said, we like that name.
Right. Can I say this? When I found out that it was your daughter's name, I was just like, "Pow, man, that is
Yeah.
strong in three corners."
Yeah.
And you got a great look.
Ooh.
And I watched your stuff on YouTube. And,
She's prettier than I am.
Well, depends
I'm
on
kinda
what angle.
Yeah. This profile.
No, there you go.
Not so
that's
good.
He's got
Pretty
the
okay.
hair. He's got the hair.
it. Well, the both of you have talent,
Thank you.
and
Thank you very much.
So, as you've come along, and as you've developed together, have you noticed anything different? Are you still at that point where you were when you left your band? Are y'all still there, or do you feel yourself growing?
No, there's
Definitely
definitely
growing.
growth. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially after the last time being on the show, there's definitely been growth
Been
there.
growth.
Hmm
And hey, not that it's the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show.
Yeah. Now we're gonna blow up even
It's-
harder.
It's ETX ROCKS.
It-
presents
man.
Ricky
And
Lynn
we
Gregg
love you
Show.
both.
Yeah.
And thanks to Boston Chris exposing guys like yourself,
Absolutely.
and many others that he's in love with and has turned me on to. You got to know you're going somewhere.
Oh, I
And
hope.
we always
trying.
had a saying: either you're
Right to
green
the
and growing-
unemployment line.
right? Food stamps. But either you're green and growing or you're ripe and rotten. And where you're at right now, I mean, you're running at it. Don't slow down.
Well, thank you. We're
Trying.
trying not to.
It's a tough scene.
It is
a
tough.
tough scene out there right
Very
now. It's-
oversaturated.
Yeah.
People aren't always very receptive to newer stuff.
Well, and it's I think the saturation
It's
it gets in
a
the
lot.
way, and like you're about to release Santa Fe
Mhm.
to the Texas charts, and we know that is one convoluted bunch of songs going to that Texas
Yes.
charts.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do really, really, really well. That's my prediction, and I suggest people get behind Two Gun Hattie and Santa Fe, because if you listen to the songs,
Yeah.
you listen to Amanda's voice, you're going to find something that you're going to like. I got chill bumps
Oh,
The second time I heard it. Didn't get it the first time. but I bit into it.
I wasn't really into it the first
Well,
time.
we got to warm up. But when y'all bit into it, I got chill bumps. And, you know, when I was picking songs for my records, they either gave me chill bumps or made me cry.
right on.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
And that's
that's your ink.
That's all you. That's all you really try to
We,
do. It's just.
What we do for this record, we were kind of just like going, okay, well, we got to have like kind of one of each thing. It's a 5-song, and we put one cover on there, and
Right.
it was Pine Box, and that was all a cappella, and that was written by Barry Lee Harwood from Rosington Collin Band.
Come on now.
Nobody knows who that is,
Yeah,
youngsters. Yeah, Rosington Collins, and all a cappella. So we got one just all singing. There's one instrumental on there. There's a mid-tempo, funky type of tune. There's you know,
Right.
so it's the best of. It's the whole gamut.
Well, Gary, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You're up in there. I guess St. Augustine's in the bend of the Panhandle. Is that right? Or is it a little
It's
south?
up there, just south of Jacksonville, by 35
Okay,
miles.
just
40
south, but up.
Mhm.
Florida can go way down there.
Oh yeah.
I drove from Chicago to the Keys one time, and I wanted to fly home.
We went from St. Augustine to Chicago once.
Oh man, that had to be just as bad. You know?
That's
What
pretty
was
true.
another 12 hours?
Right.
But honestly, you're into Southern rock.
Yeah.
Were you into Allman Brothers?
Yes. Barry, still to this day, she'll get sick
Oh
of
my
it.
gosh!
In memory of Elizabeth Reed, just over and over and over again.
Right.
Listen to
You
something
know,
with some words.
Because you
man.
know, I read your bio and you touched on a lot. Charlie Daniels, of course,
Oh, yeah.
a great friend of mine.
Oh, right on.
And
Got to meet him.
I could just say that I could hear these different influences. But one thing that I heard out of you that you and Amanda did was y'all did some kind of picking,
Mm-hmm.
bluegrasses,
Mm-hmm.
okay, a little smoky Tennessee bluegrass style.
Aye.
And so, where did that come into play? Is that something when you were going to Pennsylvania, you stopped up there in Knoxville and said, hey, I want a big dose of bluegrass? Because there's Texas bluegrass. That's where everybody's not really in tune. And then there's Tennessee bluegrass, which everybody is just spot on tight.
Yeah, nasty,
Man.
funky.
But I love Texas bluegrass.
Yeah.
I play Texas bluegrass.
Right on.
You
Eh.
know.
Look, what we did, I think are you talking about the instrumental? That's
Yes,
very bluegrassy.
yes,
well,
yes.
we kind of, that's a weird one. Because the whole time I had in my head Jerry Reed.
Okay,
And then right
okay.
about that time, too, is like Jerry Reed, Brad Paisley. I don't know why, because I think they're both
Right.
excellent,
Right.
ridiculously excellent guitar players.
Right.
So that's kind of where I got my influence.
That is, you know what? And I heard neither one of them in that song.
Good.
You know, because I know some Jerry Reed lyrics, and of course I know how Brad plays with the
Yeah.
double stop, and
Yep.
he's a great player.
There's
But,
very few double stops actually in that song.
But you know, and I want the audience to know this about people that are as good as you. It's been recorded, it's been done before, it's been forgotten, and somehow through the universe it recycles through our minds without even hearing it before.
Right.
And I think that's what you captured on that.
Good. I'm glad, man, because a lot of, like I said, a lot of it gets put to the wayside, man.
Well, sometimes it does, and I'm glad that you added that on there.
Yeah.
Amanda,
That was good, yeah.
you, this style of singing, I'm not even going to start with like, who did you listen to get that style? Because I think it's yours, you own it.
Thank you.
Just like you own a lot of things, and that's the both of you. So that's
You need to
Thank
own
you.
it,
that's
girl.
a good thing.
Own it.
You own it. You might be on it, but you own it. But does it come naturally for these wonderful piano type like inflections, going to these notes that are almost like playing musical bongos? You know what I mean? Or playing a
Honestly,
piano.
yes, it's. I mean, I would like to try to give, not to like toot my horn or anything. I think it was just I was around music my whole life. My
Yes, you were.
dad was a band. My dad was in a band. My mom was 8 months pregnant with me on stage singing harmony, and so it's just something that's kind of been. But I was very shy when I was younger, so I just would never. I always wanted to sing, but I listened to a lot of like soul and R&B, and
Right.
obviously the Judds and Patti Loveless and that
Sure.
kind of stuff. So. But yeah, that's just kind of the way it comes out. Now, as I've gotten older, I've definitely kind of got more like in tune with, what
Sure.
my voice is. But
Right.
that's just just kind
And
of
as
how it
I know
comes
that you
out.
prepared, you were mindset, you know.
Yes.
And,
yes.
I like
I
you
try
said,
to,
I like
anyway.
you said piano notes because that's
Yeah.
okay. That's
Yeah.
probably the best way to
Well,
describe
I mean,
that.
Jones.
That's just the
we
best
begin
way-
to know.
Just-
But you know,
Yeah.
maybe even a jazz.
yeah.
Kinda. Yeah. Absolutely.
Almost.
Absolutely.
Almost jazzy. Yeah.
Mhm.
All you'd have to
Yeah.
do is change the mode of the song,
Mhm.
Right.
and
Yeah.
get the melodies and
Yeah.
do jazz sing.
And I don't really know where it comes from. It's just my
It's
dad's.
God-given.
I mean, it really is. I
It's a
really
gift
have
from
to
God.
say,
Let's
you know,
just
he gave
call it
me
what it
this.
is.
He gave me
Yeah.
this, and I'm just trying to do, you know, what I can with it. But it's just the way it comes out. I don't know.
Well, on your next release of Santa Fe, this comes in what type of package? Is this an EP or just
EP.
full length?
EP. Mm-hmm.
6 songs?
5. Yeah. we
5
got
songs, excellent. And you know what? That's fine. Getting your name out there.
That's it. That's all we
Yeah.
want
Man,
to
I'm
do.
gonna tell you what we did. But hey, listen, when I started out, we did 45s.
Wow.
nice.
And there are people
I-
right
I would
now
love to
going,
do. I would love to
45,
do
malt
that.
liquor 45. no.
I would love to do
We'll
40.
take
You know how
those
many
too.
45s I own?
Right.
Lots and lots.
Yeah, a friend of mine bought his daughter a real high-end record player.
Right on.
And
It's all
she-
the rage now.
Right, and like a month later, this past weekend, she came over. She goes, "Do you have any records?" I go, "What'd you loan her?" She goes, "Well, the Beatles." I go, "No, not the you didn't turn on the Beatles, did you?" The Beatles are great, by the way, but
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Love
loves the
it.
for
Beatles.
her, she probably wanted something a little more, something else.
I
But
got
she needs to know who the Beatles are. She needs to.
AC/DC
The
Fly
Beatles
on the
are great.
Wall.
Right?
I got
Exactly.
that one and Highway to Hell.
He gave her something else, kind of sort of like Highway to Hell. Too. Like, wow, that's a vast variety. Hope you don't have a lot of scratches on that record.
Right?
No.
But now, as you assemble and you play, because there's 3 more of y'all, right?
Yes.
Yes, there's 5 of us.
There's
though.
5 of y'all. Do you have a circuit that you're running right now? Or are you talking to a promoter, trying to just go out, run the money, get to show yourself?
You're working with Seth as far as radio
Yeah.
promotion, Seth.
Because I know
Mm-hmm.
that the money for some reason
Money
Well,
is.
ain't there today.
It costs a lot of money to do this.
Pay to play.
It really, really does, and that has not gone away. It is all a money
It's-
game.
yeah.
And talent is just. There are some very talented people out there that you'll never hear.
Nope.
because-
And a lot of them are like,
they
let's do
don't make-
karaoke. Why? It's cheaper, costs less to bring in the equipment. You know,
So sterile.
Friday and Saturday nights, you know, we do karaoke here. And then let's have a band on Thursday when nobody shows up. You know, even if you've got a following, don't nobody want to come out on Thursday
Yeah.
night and
Right,
party.
right.
And
You know what I mean?
venues are very hard to come by nowadays.
They
and
are.
The ones that are there don't really want to pay you. You
Nope.
know
Well,
anything.
you know
and-
what I ran up against, and I want to know if you have a couple of places in our area was approached by a representative of a just say a publishing establishment,
Okay.
and they were asked to pay because the live band was playing songs that were published by their company. Have you guys lost any gigs or encountered that sort of thing?
We have
Only
we
one
had that-
time
I was gonna say there was
in
one
San Angelo where it
one
actually
place.
had a sign on the back that said no BMI music. So,
Yeah.
well, which is funny because we're
I'm
BMI
a
artists.
BMI artist,
I can't
so-
play my own song.
So we haven't really had that issue,
Yeah.
but I definitely know what you're referring to.
I take my glasses off because I'm getting fired up about this.
And here comes the fun, bro.
Whatever they came up with, I know Metallica was all mad because they were getting paid.
Right.
But wherever they did this and did this to end up to this, they've really missed it a lot.
Yeah.
Because these
Yeah.
television shows
Yeah.
we have where kids are making it big in 56 days.
Mm-hmm.
And guys like y'all, I'll put myself in that category that took the high road or the road less traveled. It makes it tough.
It's
Yeah.
very,
Because
very tough.
being in front of people, whether it's 2 or 20,000, you need that in front of.
Sure.
You need
Yeah.
to be on stage.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a lot different than making a YouTube video.
That's no doubt. But you
Then they
guys
want
do
you to
have
do it
yourself a
live.
circuit. I
Sure,
mean,
a little.
Yeah,
it's
we
not
do.
Huge.
We do.
I mean, like
It's
I said,
building.
it's growing.
It's
Right,
definitely
right.
building.
So it's, yeah, we
Yeah.
have.
So I guess what I'm essentially asking is, do you get to play at least a few times a month, every weekend?
Oh yeah, we're usually up every weekend, 2
Yeah.
days a week.
Wow.
You know.
We're
Man.
2 and 3 days.
We're usually pretty
so we
busy.
stay pretty busy.
you know,
We were approached by X record company, and they
Yeah.
were impressed up by our calendar. And that's one of the things they do look at. They want to see how much you're working.
absolutely.
But then
And we have a booking agent.
they want to know
who
how
tries
much you're
keep
going
us
to
busy,
bend,
so.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
it's
man,
like,
this
you
gives
guys
for
just go
1,000,
up.
but there's no room.
You guys, I tell you what, you
we,
should
do,
just...
we do good to get 1,000 most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, we do real good for
Room's like
1,000.
700, you know.
Right.
Well, tell me, how do you feel about the balance of venues promoting and other venues not promoting as much? It's
And
true-
mean like leaving it up to the bands, just
Leaving it
promote
up to the band to call all
themselves?
your
There's a lot of
friends.
them.
Well,
that
first
do
thing,
it.
I'm going to say is Facebook isn't the end-all, be-all of promotion.
Thank you.
Okay? Sometimes you got to reach in your pocket just like we do. All right?
Yeah.
Even if that means taking out it doesn't necessarily, obviously, when you promote things online, you go to your local paper, that sort of thing, Dallas Observer, that sort of stuff.
Right.
I mean, we pull out of our pocket too, and time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of venues won't do that. A lot of venues will not do that, or they'll do it and they'll do it 3 days before you're supposed to appear.
Right, right.
When you've been promoting it for 2 and 3 weeks.
And people can't make up their mind in that short.
It's a relationship. You have to have a relationship with the venue owner, and they have to have a relationship with us as an artist. It's up to everybody to promote. It's like he said, Facebook is just one avenue. You know, there's lots of ways to promote a show, and we just actually got yelled at because we didn't promote a show well enough, I guess, than we were supposed to.
And it wasn't even our show.
I mean,
It
we were opening
We
for
were opening
someone,
band.
and we got yelled at
Right.
because we didn't
Right.
promote it. Our internet had been down, so
Oh,
we
yeah,
couldn't.
yeah,
we
right.
we were having some internet issues, but anyway, it's,
And that road goes both ways.
exactly, because we try to do everything we can to promote any show that we do,
Any
but the
show.
venue has to meet us halfway too. So.
Well, let me ask you if you've noticed one thing. You've been playing a long time,
Oh, yeah.
and you played those clubs where they had their built-in crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They got their built-in 35 or 40,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then you bring in your 50 or 60,
Mm-hmm.
and you got yourself a full room full
Yep.
of people crawling on each other, paying
Yeah.
$5 a head.
Downtown Greenville.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That's
And you make $122 at the end of the night?
yeah. Have you noticed that there are no more, except the 6 people at the bar? There's no built-in crowds anymore.
Yep.
They are
There's no
definitely-
loyalty with a bar.
Nope.
Absolutely, I can absolutely tell a difference in that nowadays. I think people just don't go out to venues anymore. People just don't go out like they used to, And when I was kind of first
People
getting
don't
around
get treated
the,
like they used to.
this
that's
is true. But I remember, like seeing bands like Reckless Kelly or Mickey and the Motor Cars or some of these Texas guys who, nobody knew who they were. Of course, now they're huge, but there was always, the venues were always packed. People always supported the
Always packed,
artists, and
yeah.
it seems like that's very much
even
dwindled.
if the venue
I don't know
wasn't
why.
packed in the earlier days, you remember going to see them when there was maybe 5-10
Yeah.
people that showed up to those shows, but
Yeah.
they believed in those artists and
Yeah.
they would get
Yeah.
people in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, totally know what you're talking about.
And I think
Yeah,
that's
One
why more
friend,
venues
next
are
thing you know, he's
closing
got 20
too.
people with him.
Even if it was naked
Yeah.
Jello wrestling, you know what I mean? People
well,
coming
you know,
in, hey man,
we can talk about that too.
I was going to ask you because you had made a comment. I want to say it was on your second episode where you said something about I don't know, like you had an answer for why bands weren't getting paid as much or something about
Yeah.
the venues and I don't know what it was, but you had said something.
It was
about,
a lot of what I just said earlier about the venues are being ran at
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
from the, and I even hate to say it because I'm a BMI guy,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but we're talking about publishers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, there are some areas where, it's right to work state.
Right.
Get you
Right.
up.
Right.
You go across the line east here from here,
Mm-hmm.
you can't unload a drop.
Nope.
Uh,
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm absolutely right.
Absolutely right.
And-
And I've worked for these
Yes,
places.
these people. Yes, I was over there as a young guy,
Mhm.
and some guys brought us in the back and go, "Hey man, look at all these pictures." They go, "Oh, y'all got one more set." We went back to the stage, and all our equipment was gone.
Wow.
Wow.
Because we were from Texas and we, went 50 miles that way. So.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, that taught us a lesson, Okay. These guys are serious and really
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the union association, which is very important to musicians.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially musicians have to really fight and claw to get their money. I think that a group like your own, you're not going to have too much problem getting money. And there are a lot of sharks in your swimming pool, you're going to notice, as you grow even bigger, that are going to eat more of that. But
Yeah.
I think you guys are going to have plenty of it.
So-
Setting you up because I'm going to need a loan later on.
We got you.
You
got
get, we
you.
make
Well, me
that
and
kind
Boston
of
Chris,
that kind of green boss. You got the loan, man.
No,
got
but I do believe that there are other things too. The laws have changed.
Yep.
Used to be 18 when I started out. Now it's 21.
21.
Now there's laws. You can't really put ice in something and drink it that makes you kind of, hey, buzzed. It's still a DWI.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
I think that's
True.
frightening people. So
Yep.
instead of us going somewhere, myself, and people coming to us, we now have to go to them.
Yeah.
And their little neighborhood will go pow.
Yeah.
Amanda, Gary,
Yeah.
truly been a pleasure.
It's been great.
It has been our pleasure.
To get to
Thank
know you, I've heard a lot about you through Boston Chris, heard your music through Boston Chris, and ETX ROCKS.
Yes. We love you, ETX ROCKS.
I want to thank you personally for being on this show. This is my 3rd episode. And,
Yep.
I have to say thank you, especially because you had Jeannie C. Riley as your
Yeah.
first guest, and you
Yeah.
had John Barry as your second guest, and then you have us. So I feel like in very good company.
Well, you have me that cane over there. Getting out of their seat.
Real folk.
But honestly, I want to tell you the truth. You've got a great career now, and it's only going to get better. And
Well,
I
thank
am
you.
imploring our fans, your fans, and fans that you can turn on to Two Gun Hattie. They're special. They're going to be big, and don't miss out.
Maybe.
Don't be one of those jump on the happy train or a cloudy day friend or unclouded, whatever.
Fair weather.
Fair weather friend.
There you go. We'll get it.
Because you guys really are onto something, and it is
Thank
my
you.
pleasure to
thank
know
you.
you. And I hope to see y'all soon
Oh, you will.
Absolutely.
on a stage near me.
You can't
Heck
get
yeah.
rid of us now.
Okay, all right. You'll come back and do the RLG show again
Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
with our buddy Boston Chris.
Yes.
Who-
And all he's ever got to do is go, hey guys, can you come do the show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't have
Cool.
to talk about the subject, but did
Absolutely.
you learn something today about Boston?
We sure
Oh.
did.
Isn't
And
it?
why that was never brought up
Well, I'll tell you what,
before.
I know it's just like, wow.
I'm going to buy a bell as soon
Yes.
as I leave.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Ring a ding.
But
And then
anyway.
they want him to flip too. 'Cause that
Yeah, that will happen. That will happen. But again, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Two Gun Hattie, their next single on the Texas charts, released to the Texas charts, is called Santa Fe. And you'll love it. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the rest of the record too.
Or we'll come beat you up.
That's your choice. Guys, how and where can they go to find out where your next performance will be?
TwoGunHattie.com. That's our website, and you can find us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. All of it's just Two Gun Hattie.
Yep.
That's TWOGUNHATTIE.
All spelled out. No numbers.
And our YouTube, we're trying to build our YouTube a little bit. We, have definitely have room to grow on our YouTube channel, so we're trying to build that up. But just our website and any social media, you can find us on there.
Yep.
Hey, that's a good place to start. And I want to say this. If you see him on YouTube, you see him on YouTube. But when you see him live, you feel the essence. And the essence comes through chill bumps or tears, but you'll feel what they're all about.
It makes
And
me
this-
cry.
These guys are the real deal. And it's been my pleasure to be with them.
Thanks, Ricky.
Thank you for having
buddy.
us. Sincerely, we really appreciate it.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
All right, Ricky Lynn Gregg. So, Two Gun Hattie in the house tonight, man. What do you think of those guys?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Everything you told me about them, the research that I did, man, it is great. But hearing them live,
Yeah.
I got the chill bumps, man. They really have something extraordinary.
I agree, and it's hard to get a true indication of who they are with just two of them here too.
Yeah, that's
Because-
what Amanda was saying. She goes, "We're a combo.
Yeah,
And I was
'cause
going, I'm with you on that.
The 4-part harmonies are just out of this world.
Yeah.
When it comes to just them musically,
Yeah.
you know.
But they both together make a very unique team.
Yeah.
His guitar playing, his songwriting, her singing, and her style of singing is, can't be matched really in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It could just be replicated.
Very, very true. And what's great about this show, and you and I agree on this as well, is we're on the 3rd show here, and we've had Grammy Award winners and multi-platinum record-selling artists.
Yeah.
But we still have the versatility where we can talk to a Two Gun Hattie.
Yeah.
And let folks out there know about these
Right.
phenomenal artists that are right under your fingertips if you just do a little digging to find them.
And they're going to be stars.
Oh, I agree.
They're destined just because they have the quality.
Yeah.
There was the Beastie Boys at one time.
Yeah.
But we know what happened to them.
Yeah.
But these...
I heard they didn't sleep till Brooklyn.
I heard that too.
Something about a brass monkey. I don't know.
Right, Brass Monkeys, New York State, the whole 9 yards. But I think they've got their finger on the pulse of what they're doing.
Yeah.
The style of genre, which is, I like to, I don't know what to call it. It's Americana. It's
There is nothing to call it.
It's
but
nothing to
just
call
good
it.
music,
It's just good music.
It's Texas music, by God, and just really thrilled that Heather Little turned me on to them, and because as good as they are musically, they are even better as humans and as
Exactly.
friends and family. Just extraordinary people.
I agree.
But we're gonna do our Ask Boston, Ask Ricky segment.
Sure.
Of course, we have no main topic for this show because we really wanted to dig into who Two Gun Hattie is, and I think Ricky's doing a great job with his interviews. If you think
Thank you,
so
Boston,
out there,
please.
make sure you comment that down below. I think each and every month that we do this, I think Ricky's just going to grow and grow, and
Thank you, Boston.
just doing a good job, and he's working
Thank you.
hard at it for y'all too. So
Thank you. Thank you.
you get some questions for me?
Well, Boston, as we get to know each other, I understand some of the things that are important to you.
Right.
And our last segment, I held back, but I'm going to ask something that's really true and dear to your heart. The last time I checked the standings, I think the Yanks had Boston Red Sox by half a game.
You haven't been checking them recently.
They beat you. I know the Yanks beat Houston, right? Last night or night before?
Yeah, they did. They did win last night. The Yankees. Yeah, they won last night.
So where are we right now? Boston, I know, is in second in that division.
No, we're not. We're in first place.
You're in first place now. They passed the Yanks.
Yeah, I think we're 2 games up right now,
Tell me about it.
and we're actually hold on. So it's actually 2-2 in the 4th inning right now.
Is that
Boston
right?
and Houston. So
Boston and Houston. Well, I
don't
want to
hate
tell
me
you.
out there, Astro fans.
Hey, look, I'm a Stros fan. I've
We won't hold
kind
that
of
against you.
hold on now. They used to be in the National League too.
Yeah, I remember
okay,
that.
so but when the Rangers came along,
Yeah, I wish they'd go to the National League.
well, I wish they'd win one. 1 out, 1 strike, and
Yeah.
lose a game. I mean,
Well-
it's happened. But I was curious about it because I know you were so passionate. And I saw that half a game behind. Of course, the last couple of days have been kind of foggy for me, and I've been in fog.
Well, the crazy thing about baseball for me right now is, up until 2004, we hadn't won anything.
Yeah.
So you had the curse and all that.
Yeah, I was in
And-
Ithaca, New York when that happened.
Yeah. So that's a big part of my upbringing. Baseball, and especially the Red Sox, is considered a religion where I come from. It's not a
Yes.
sport. It's not baseball.
Title Town, baby.
Yeah, it's so important up there that most of my ancestors have something Red Sox related on their headstones.
Wow.
Um,
Really?
No kidding.
For
at all.
over 100 years.
Yeah.
This thing's
My
real.
great grandmother, my mom's mom, was born in December of 1918, and that was 2 months after the Red Sox won.
Wow.
And then she died in 1999, 5 years before they won. So she lived an entire lifetime without seeing her favorite team win the World
Unreal.
Series. And so, of course, I'm living in Texas when when we finally won one in
Right.
2004. 3 days later, I was driving to Massachusetts.
Wow.
Because my first inclination was I wanted to be the first one to put a Red Sox hat on my grandmother's grave.
Amazing.
A championship hat.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's passion.
Yep.
That's passion. Well, that's good to know. 2 games up. And, you know,
Well,
Houston won
the
last
crazy
year,
thing
so-
is where I was going with that is ever since we won, I don't want to say I'm less passionate about it because I watch every game if I'm able. Even during this interview, I've got it playing right there. But I think my angst has dissipated somewhat.
Yeah.
In other words, I don't get quite as upset if we don't win a World Series.
Right.
Because it's not the end-all, be-all that it used to be prior to 2004.
Yeah.
You know, when you live every year in a wait till next year kind of attitude,
Yeah.
that gets old after a while.
It does.
You know, now I've never, since 2004, I've never ever thought the words wait till next year.
Yeah.
You know?
And we think that about the Rangers. And it's not that I'm an anti-Ranger fan. I am a Ranger fan.
Right.
But I went and saw the Houston Astros as an 11-year-old when Cesar Cedeno was in center field for
Right.
Houston,
Yeah.
and Bob Gibson was throwing for the Cardinals.
Wow.
I saw that game, and it was 1-0.
And we just recently took Louise to her very first baseball game.
Did you really?
Yeah, at the beginning of May.
D-
Very first time.
Did you go to Dallas?
Yeah, Arlington.
See Boston play?
Yeah, it was Boston, Texas. And yeah, we went, and first time she's ever been. And we started in the nosebleed seats, and she was like, man, these nosebleed seats. I said, just give it a few innings.
Right.
We're going to upgrade here in a few
Wiggle,
minutes.
wiggle. Yeah.
That's the great thing about living in Texas with a Ranger team that's not very good.
Yeah.
Because when they're not very good, nobody wants to watch them play.
Sure.
Right? So I go, and there's lots of seats to choose from.
Basketball and football too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know
So,
that first.
We ended up about 12 rows back behind home plate
Oh my gosh.
by the 5th inning.
Well, listen to this. Greg Schmidt runs the third base camera for the Rangers.
Really?
Has for many years, yeah.
Cool.
So,
Is he going to give me some seats to Red Sox?
well, I'm going to
Rangers?
tell you, he will.
Yeah, so you got another question?
I certainly do. You know, especially with my girlfriend over here. How in the heck did a guy by the name of Boston Chris come from Massachusetts all the way down to Texas and create this big musical stir?
Oh, that's a long
And
story.
that's a two-part. That's a two-part
Yeah,
question.
it's a long story, but I'm here because my ex-wife's family is from here.
Oh, I see.
Born, well, not born, but
I didn't know we were going to go there.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
She grew up in the Tatum area, and I guess we moved in 2001. Her and I had been together about 5 years at that
I
point.
see.
And I had 2 kids at the time and 1 on the way.
Yeah.
And so a lot of different factors kind of went into that decision, but we had decided when we moved to Massachusetts that we would come visit here every other year. And so that's what we did for a few times. And my dad was getting older, and he wasn't able to retire, and he was having all these heart issues and stuff because he couldn't retire because
Right.
of the way the price of living is up north. And I kind of liked it here. And honestly, there wasn't much holding me to where I was.
Sure.
You know, honestly, the only things that I really wanted to bring with me was my wife and kids and my parents.
Yeah.
And as long as everybody was on board that mattered to me, then that was an easy decision for me. As far as the whole music thing happened, that really kind of came late. Like, that really started in 2016, I guess. You know?
Look what you've done in this short time.
Yeah.
And man, there are people watching right now that can testify that Boston Chris is a name to be reckoned with.
I appreciate that.
And I fell in love with you just because you're a big bruiser guy, man, and you knew good music. And you had no bones about it going, well, he's okay, but he's good. And that's what I liked about you.
I felt like not just East Texas, but Texas as a whole could use a platform for multi-genre music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of shows out there that, you know, are predominantly country,
Yep.
or they're predominantly rock, or they're predominantly rap,
Yep.
or whatever.
Blues.
But there was nothing like this kind of show, this kind of radio show that was encompassing all music.
Yes.
Anyway, as far as this kind of show, you could tune in and you might hear a singer-songwriter Americana artist, or, you tune in on Friday and it might be a metalcore band. You tune in the next Monday, it might be a blues band.
I think you said it best, especially with Two Gun Hattie. They're just good music.
Yeah.
They don't have a genre.
And we live in Texas.
Yeah.
And so let's be honest, the state of Texas is known for country music.
I'll say this, it does have that stigma.
Yeah.
But right here in East Texas, when I was growing up, rock was bigger than country.
Right.
Funk took kind of rock's place.
Right.
And then country kind of filtered in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then it filtered out, and we're back to playing blues and rock. And so this is a unique place to
the avenues are there for all of it.
Yeah.
It's just that predominantly the listeners in this state listen to country music.
You're right. Especially the heart of Texas.
Yeah. And so if you're a metal band in Tyler, it's going to be worlds harder for you to get noticed. If you're a bluegrass band in Kilgore, if you're a rapper from Lufkin, you see what I mean?
Gotcha, totally.
It's going to be just 100 times more of a struggle to get heard, because you don't have the charts. You don't have that radio airplay on a regional basis for those kind of genres. Everything's a lot more underground and self-produced and all of that. So I felt there needed to be a platform for that, and that's why I'm a huge believer in balance on the show. We try so hard to make sure
you do that
we have metal and rap and Latin and Christian and bluegrass and whatever,
which is all about your show.
Yeah,
and
not just genre related, but all levels of artists too.
Yes.
It's like
good entertainment.
Yeah, our motto is from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond.
Yeah,
and that's what we really strive for. We want to talk to Ricky Lynn Gregg and Whisper and Bill Anderson and Ronnie Millsap, like we've been extremely blessed to do.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we are super passionate about talking to folks like Two Gun Hattie and Heather Little.
It's hard to believe they don't have records,
right?
And they're not out there on a big tour right now,
And that's kind of what I try to do. Like we set out when we were talking outside, I try to make sure everybody gets treated like a star. Because everybody is struggling and trying to make the music, and trying to live the dream. And if I can help even a little bit with that, then what else can you do?
Hey, you are doing it, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm proud to be a part of it.
Cool.
Boston, I've been hearing about your Unplugged series. And
acoustic series?
Your acoustic series,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And going well. As far as the podcast, you've got a new venue that you've added. Mm-hmm. Could you tell us a little bit about that, so some of the people could get generated and get fired up and come out and see what's something?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the next show we're doing is it's been on the books for a while, and we have a really good relationship with Annie Skinner's out in Jefferson. They were really the first ones to pick us up on a regular basis. I think this is our third or fourth show with them now. And that's going to be on June 14th, which is a Thursday. And I think it's 6 to 9 p.m. And basically the acoustic series is a cool little thing because it's all original music. It's a song swap, solo acoustic artists. Sometimes we have full bands. Two Gun Hattie did one for us, full acoustic, which was incredible, by the way. But this one on June 14th is going to be Lucas Kelm, who is from the Tyler area. We have Colton Ayers from Dallas coming in, and then we have two singer-songwriters from the local Jefferson, Texarkana kind of Shreveport area.
It's a good area.
One is Tyler Vosbury, who's very well known in Shreveport, and then Blake Powell, who's from the Texarkana area, and those four guys are going to be doing that show, and that's presented by Rock House Productions, who's a very, very cool sponsor of ours. They're the #1 booking agency in East Texas, and they sponsor our acoustic series. Shout out to Casey Pickney, thank you. The one you're referring to, though, is coming to Gladewater, Texas. It'll be the very first time that the acoustic series is coming to Gladewater. It'll be on July 5th at Central Station Brick and Brewery.
Great
Phenomenal
place, by the
food,
way.
yeah, great
Great
place.
owner.
Yeah,
And more.
very cool room.
Yeah, very cool.
Very cool room. If you're into the listening room kind of environment,
Yeah.
this is the venue for you. And man, we have a lineup that night. It's going to be Heather Little, who wrote the song "Gunpowder and Lead" by Miranda.
Yeah.
She's also written songs for Sonny Sweeney and Aaron Enderlin, and of course Meredith Crawford is going to be there.
Oh, fantastic.
Just a phenomenal singer-songwriter from Flint,
Texas. Or
Texas,
Michigan.
or Chandler. It's one of those, Meredith. And then we have two guys from Tyler, Douglas J. Boyd and Ian Power, who are just incredible songwriters as well. And all four of these songwriters have been on our Songbirds and Troubadours show. So this will be the first time all four of them have played
Oh,
together.
man, that's going to... You're going
Yeah.
to blow the walls out.
Yeah, we're excited about it. And then, for the first time ever in the month of August, we are coming to Texarkana,
Get out.
to Fat Jack's.
Fat Jacks in
Yep.
Texarkana.
So we're excited about those three shows.
And that's a big room, too, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I've never been there, so I'm really excited about it. And again, all these shows are presented by Rockhouse Productions. And basically, the Texarkana show is two artists that I chose
Yeah.
and two artists that they chose.
Oh, yeah.
And then they come together.
All right.
And yeah, that's going to be a great show as well. I actually messed up. Colton Ayers is actually playing the Texarkana show. It's Jamie Wegger that is playing the Jefferson show.
Okay.
With Lucas, Tyler, and Blake. And Jamie's actually from Oklahoma.
Wow.
He's coming in from
Coming
Oklahoma. Yeah. And the shows are just a way for us to raise a little bit of money to stay on the air.
Sure.
Because we're all self-funded. Everything we do
Right.
here comes out of pocket, as
Right.
you know. It's very, very low budget. We're filming in my living room. This is not a prop. This is actually my living
We
room.
are in Dallas, Texas, right
No,
now.
he's a liar. So we really do depend on, either donations from our listeners,
Yes.
which are very few and far between. We definitely appreciate everybody who has sent money.
Yes.
And we're very passionate about making sure that every penny that is given to us goes right back into the show.
You've been diligent about that.
Yeah, and I mean, we have, running costs from, just keeping our show broadcasted. We have to pay monthly fees for that. We have to pay monthly fees for our
Right.
webpage and, gas money to get to venues. And
It takes to operate.
yeah, just to go out and get an on-location interview and stuff
Right.
like that. That can be $100 day.
That sure can be.
Just in gas, food, and just getting out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that is definitely very much appreciated. But we needed to come up with an idea, a format where we could bring a show that kind of encompasses what we do here in the living room, but bring it to a live audience, and also try to help the growth of original music here in East
Right.
Texas, which is very important to us. But at the same time, make a little bit of money. So basically, the venue donates to us to put on the entertainment for the night, and the artists donate their time
Yeah.
to come in and play.
To
for
get
that
some
night.
exposure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate that word.
Well,
exposure.
to be seen and
Yeah.
heard.
Because you can't pay your bills on exposure.
Well, it depends on what you're exposing, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's very
That's
true.
another. That's another.
But again,
episode.
we feel very, very blessed here with ETX Rocks because, I mean, we've had a couple dozen artists now that have really gone above and beyond to donate their time to us. People coming from Oklahoma and Dallas.
Yeah.
Just did a show, last month where Jeff Jacobs from San Antonio came up and, played 3 hours. And, I never lose sight of that blessing and try not to take that for granted. But as you know, we have so many irons in the fire,
You do have a lot. But you made this statement to me one time. You said, "I know the nuts and bolts," and to have that, and you're being articulate and very mindful of everything. The names. The genres.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but you do know a lot, and I think it's fascinating. And I want to, from East Texas and states around, cities around, I want to thank you personally.
Thank you.
Keeping this thing alive and green and growing, or you're ripe and rotten. And buddy, you're Jack and the Beanstalk.
Well, we're trying to keep it watered.
There you go, buddy.
And you know, we do these acoustic shows. We try to do at least one a month. You know, one of those shows a month pays our costs.
Yeah.
So that's important to us. We also try to show loyalty to the venues that have the show there. So in other words, like if we're doing a show at Annie Skinner's in Jefferson, we are loyal to that venue. We won't bring our show to a different venue in that same city.
Right.
So if you hire us in that city, we're playing there,
right.
and we're not going anywhere else.
And loyalty, what is it? An ounce of loyalty outweighs a pound of knowledge.
Yeah, that's just very important to
Yes.
us. So we have the acoustic series. We're producing 2 episodes a week of our regular podcast show, which is just simply the ETX ROCKS Show. We're producing a songwriter feature every week called Songbirds and Troubadours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 shows a week right there that I'm producing all by myself.
Yeah.
And then we have the monthly Ricky Lynn Gregg Show. We have other monthly shows coming on the horizon. One is not music related that I'm really excited about. I can't name names, but we have an award-winning author, very close friend of mine, who is going to be producing a show for us.
Excellent.
And it's going to be The World According to Him. And I can't wait to start this project. I really think folks out there are going to dig it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a current events, pop culture kind of show. And we're just really excited about that. Very close to being able to announce another show called the ETX ROCKS Jukebox.
All right.
Which is just going to be a very easy listening kind of show where we're just going to put out 8 to 10 songs in an episode and just let folks listen to the songs like on a drive from Tyler to Longview or something like that. And we'll just pick random songs each maybe every other week or something like that. And really the goal right now is to just keep hustling. And
Well, that you've done, and I'm beginning to see people hustle towards you, and that is a compliment to your hard work. So I say keep on keeping on, and for people out there, tune into Boston Chris, ETX ROCKS, and the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show, because it's certainly appreciated.
yeah, and we just launched a brand new website, and I guess it was March now. Wow, it's already been almost 2 months. But it's www.etxrocks.show, and just a labor of love. Put a lot of work into it. I'm extremely excited about it. It's almost like internet radio. It has a playlist on there of over 300 songs. Every one of those songs was performed right here on the show. It's live performances, including Ricky Lynn. Ricky Lynn is part of that playlist.
I might have to redo a couple of mine, but yes.
Lies. But it's got that. It's got our live event calendar on there. It's got all of our episodes linked in there. Over 10,000 hours of content right there at people's fingertips. You can get to everything we've ever produced right there through that website. It's the first time we've had that in 2 years. And in fact, today is May 31st, 2018. And our first episode released on June 1st, 2016. So tomorrow will be 2 years.
2 years
Yep.
tomorrow.
And in that 2 years, we have produced 262 episodes, 20 episodes of Songbirds and Troubadours, 3 episodes of this show. Yeah. It's
Amazing.
crazy.
Crazy, buddy.
Yeah, I got some questions for you, too. I know
I'm
you're
ready.
trying to get away from that.
Yeah, he's telling the truth when he says he's watching the ball game. Now he's turned it off.
We're losing 4-2 now. It's
Okay.
not going well at all. So I do have some questions for you from your fans. Again, Soundman Phil has piped in with a great question that
All
I have
right.
to ask
I'm
you.
Sam Phil. Good friend.
So-
Great friend.
Was it hard for country music to accept an artist with Native American heritage, do you think?
I have characteristics of both. I don't look like that. I came off a Lakota reservation.
Yeah.
But then again, I do have that Southern America, East Texas oval look. So just take that one part.
Did you run into many roadblocks because of your heritage?
Not so much the heritage, and the roadblocks that I came upon were in interviews. They were all good.
Yeah.
And they were all, about time. What are you going to do for them? Which I ended up doing the Trail of Hope for 2 years with Lou Haney and Jim Prater. And but the promoters and the radio disc jockeys would call our office and they go, "Hey, look," and they would do this jokingly, but it would be looked upon now as bad taste. But they would go, "Is Tonto available, for that show up at Fort Worth, or is Blanket Bud still around?"
Yeah.
Those kind of things kind of ouched a little bit. I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, that kind of stuff wouldn't work
But
today.
so the long hair, I got very little crap over that because when I got signed, he says, "I don't want you to change a thing," and he let that out.
I think Ricky Van Shelton kind of came through right before you with the
Yeah,
long hair, right? So he might have.
Yeah, they all had long hair. I
Yeah.
mean, Billy Ray had long hair. Travis Tritt had long hair.
Yeah.
A lot of their labels went to him and said, "Hey, cut your hair." But Jimmy Bowen and me had a deal that we were going to make CDs and videos at that time.
Yeah.
Until 2010. I mean, that's what he told me. He said, "Don't worry about making charted hits.
Okay.
You're a video star."
Yeah.
So I kind of got punched from another angle, from maybe a buyer's angle.
Right.
But it was all in pun and fun. So, no, not really. Had things been different, had I had a ceremony before each show, maybe some of the buyers might have frowned upon that. I don't know that.
Yeah. I could kind of see that too, though.
You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Little things like that.
All right, so William Cadreau, he wants to know, would you ever consider compiling your CDs into one box set and selling it?
Sure. I mean, right now, I fulfill my obligation to Row Music Group, which is careful what you wish for, and out of that we obtained over 15,000 CDs, and which is a good thing for us because I sponsored the record. I was part of making it happen, and we've got that. And with the other two records, I could probably get away with the songs that I wrote. The songs that I didn't.
Are you still talking with Chad about getting into the studio?
I haven't talked to him probably since I saw him in Gladwater, but I've gone through a lot since then.
Yeah.
But that is still my focus and that's still my dream. I still want to do 2 more projects, for sure.
Yeah.
I might do 10, but I certainly want to do a guitar.
Well,
record.
10 starts with the first.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I want to do a guitar record, and then I want to do something that's for another demographic. Just because.
You go like freestyle rap?
Not freestyle rap, but maybe not even country rap, but maybe more country.
Okay.
Because that's, it's like this, and we were talking earlier to Two Gun Hattie, but they started with Lynyrd Skynyrd, probably started in gospel.
Yep.
See, I started in gospel, then I went to country, then I went to Lynyrd Skynyrd, and when I was in Savvy, I said, well, if I don't make it in rock and roll, I'm gonna sing country. So by the time I got to head east, I had my eyes totally focused on Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
It took me 3 years in that band, and then an additional 3 years to land a record deal. And that's when you really had to hustle the label.
The 3 years, you got lucky.
Well, yeah, 3 years thinking about it and 3 years trying to get it together. I did get lucky, basically.
Yeah.
And had you look this up if there's a book with it, but they got my contract sealed in 20 days, which usually takes 6 weeks to 6 months.
All right, so Angela Irwin wants to know.
Hi, Angela.
She said, "How long did it take you to record your first album and get it to the radio stations?"
Okay, good question. Now, is she talking about my first major label?
I'm going to assume probably the first major label album.
Okay, the first major label, really, and modesty aside, Jimmy Bowen, they told me, he was the president of Capitol at the time, changed it over to Liberty for a minute. Same label Garth was on, and he was the point of the arrow.
Yeah.
You never were going to leapfrog over him.
Of course not, yeah.
But Bowen at the showcase, they said, "Don't worry, he's going to get up and leave." Well, he came to the stage, and we're in shock. He goes, "Well, I'll give you a deal." On stage. I mean, I had never heard of that before.
Yeah.
Except back in the 50s or
Right.
60s. And so the next day I had to do what they call demos. You take another publisher songs, you sing them, and then they pitch them to singers. Well, I had to fulfill that obligation. And the next day we were in the studio for Capitol to see if I could sing on tape.
So you had certain, like, almost certain levels of things you had to do before you even recorded.
Yeah, but in like tomorrow.
Right.
And by the time they got
So were they putting you off a lot?
Man, that was a Monday when we showcased. Tuesday I did my Tom Collins thing. Then I went in for Capitol, and by Thursday they had hired a lawyer to have this thing procured.
Wow.
And so
So how long after that are you, like, searching for songs?
Well, luckily, I was hired on to by Tom Collins Publishing Company, and the pitchman, Lynn Gann. We just accumulated a lot of songs, and then we wrote some songs.
Yeah.
And boom! I mean, we had the record ready. So it probably was. I got signed in April. I moved there August 22nd of '92. By Thanksgiving, we were cutting, and by February, we were released.
Wow.
So it happened that fast.
So you're talking 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a whirlwind.
And I mean, that first record was a big deal too. I mean, it was very well received. And
Thank you. It fit well with the line dancing.
Yeah.
You know, they made a line dancing disc. They made line dances.
And how many videos came off of that record?
3.
Yeah.
And 4 singles.
Right.
We had one without a video just to see if country would
Yeah.
pick it up. It's called No Place Left to Go But Crazy, which was, and Bob Orman, the great Bob Orman, who is a critic. He's always given me great critiques on all my songs except the country song. And he said, country song number 324. So that's when I knew I need to go back to doing what I do.
Yeah, because you were pretty well known for being a very edgy artist in the early 90s.
Very rock and roll. Very rock
yeah,
and roll.
because there wasn't a lot of that happening at that time.
No.
It's a lot more predominant now, especially here in Texas.
Yeah.
But back then, that was not a thing in Nashville.
No. I mean, myself, being from Head East and Savvy, Push, and then Rusty Burns,
Yeah.
Point Blank. I mean, when we hit our first note, it sounded like cannons going off.
Right.
And like, if you listen to If I Had a Cheating Heart, that's Rusty and I just like burning it down.
That's the old Mel Street song, right?
Mel Street recorded it. I don't know who wrote it. Mel may have wrote it. But if you'll listen to that record, it's Rusty Burns and I with our guitars on 10 doing
Yeah.
We were amazed that Bowen was letting us do this.
So, once again, the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show. This is episode 3 already, and Ricky's doing great. He looks great. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I had a couple injuries involving my back, and getting over that, it's like,
You know what my dad used to ask me all the time when I would hurt my back? He'd say, "Son, how long have you had a weak back?" And I'd always say, about a week back.
let me get that bear claw trap off my leg there. I knew that was coming.
Well, I mean, basically what we have to do is we have to wrap you in bubble wrap.
Yes, we do.
Because you're falling too much.
I do have a little vertigo, and I don't have far to go, though. But
Yeah.
usually in between there and where I'm going, I once I get my complications that I have with my heart, I'm going to be good to go.
Good.
And I'm excited about singing and playing and performing. And I appreciate you giving me this venue and to let people hear me and can kind of, I want people to pick my brains. I love these questions, and I love asking others questions.
You are very beloved out there. You have a huge fan base, and I know that you recognized that prior to you and I becoming friends, but I hope that I have helped you realize even more how much you are loved.
You have.
All across the land, not just in Texas. Just people from all over the world know who you are and care about you and how you're doing. And just keep that in your mind.
I shall do.
When you're in your lowest moments, because I know you get there sometimes.
Well, I do accept my highs with my lows, and they make medicine for that. But then you lose that creative edge and have to suffer that down and out low. But you did come to me on a few occasions before my heart situation, and you did tell me. You said, "Look, I'm gonna be on your ass."
I did.
And you're gonna be okay.
That's just because I'm not afraid of you.
Well, but you beat me. You hit me in the stomach the other day. No, honestly, it really gave me something that was accountable. And when you lose your father, you lose a lot of people in your life that mean a lot to you, and then there's somebody that cares about you. You gravitate to it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that with me, and not only me that you do that with, you do it with a lot of others that you have passion for.
Well, it's just, this is a cool project that Ricky and I are getting to do, and we hope that you're enjoying the show out there. This is episode 3 of the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show, presented by the ETX ROCKS Show, and we're really proud to be the home of this show. And again, we're going to continue to put these shows out on the second Saturday of every month. So make sure you're marking that in your calendars. I'm going to hold him to that schedule. He's promised us one show a month. And he's doing a great job. He's doing his research. He's working hard. He's finding out about the folks that he's going to be talking to. And I think you did a great job today. And keep it up, man.
Thank you, Boston.
So this is the June episode.
June, baby.
Of the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show. I don't know who we're going to have in July yet. We're going to have to start beating the bushes for a guest.
Let's beat some bushes.
Yeah.
I've been calling my local musician friends, and they don't answer their phones. So
that's because they don't know what number you are.
I know it.
But anyway, once again, we want to thank you guys out there for tuning in to another great show with the one and only Ricky Lynn Gregg.
Thank you.
You've been watching episode 3 featuring Two Gun Hattie from the Lone Oak area of Texas. Make sure you're following along with everything they have going on at twogunhattie.com. That's TWOGUNHATTIE.com. And make sure you're requesting Santa Fe to all your local radio stations. For Ricky Lynn Gregg, I'm Boston Chris, and this has been another great episode of the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show. Emanating from the piney woods of East Texas, this is the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show. RLG has been playing music since the mid-70s. Ricky Lynn Gregg was the very first country artist to have a website and the first Native American country artist signed to a major label. In the 1990s, he had 6 top 10 CMT videos. He had 3 studio albums, including one that reached the top 40 on the Billboard charts in 1992. He has had 3 top 75 Billboard singles, including the number 36 If I Had a Cheating Heart in 1993. And of course, almost 30 years later, he is the current and reigning 2017 ETX Music Guitarist of the Year. Guys, this is the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show.
Careful what you wish for, it might come true. Boy, and if it does, what are you gonna do?
Welcome to the Ricky Lynn Gregg Show.